Good day everyone. In today's tour we will go for a walk along one of my favorite Prague walking tours, which lasts about 30 minutes, with a break for full views of the historical part of Prague. We start the walk from Malostranské náměstí, in English Lesser Square, and we will walk through the history of the Charles Bridge and cross the Charles Bridge to Knight Square, with the beautiful views of Prague Castle and the Church of St. Nicholas and Lesser Town Bridge Towers and many other historical monuments. You can get here to Lesser Square by tram and then just walk to the other side towards the bridge tower and the Charles Bridge. Behind us we have now the St. Nicholas Tower and the Baroque Church of St. Nicholas. There are wonderful views from the tower, and the Church of St. Nicholas is considered the second most valuable sacral monument in Prague, after the St. Vitus Cathedral. So you should definitely not miss it. In the description below in this video you will find a link to the video from that trip to watch. But we will focus on our walk mainly on the Charles Bridge. I believe that I don't need to introduce these two lesser bridge towers, in particular two stylistically different towers of unequal height connected by a gate form the entrance from the Charles Bridge to Lesser Square. The smaller tower is Romanic. It dates from the 12th century. The present-day Renaissance form is from 1591. The taller tower from 1464 is a continuation of Parle's Old Town Bridge Tower with its late Gothic architecture. From its balcony there is a wonderful view of the flowing Vltava and the historical core of the metropolis of the Prague. Charles Bridge, originally called Kamenný Stone Bridge or Prague Bridge, is the oldest standing bridge over the Vltava River in Prague. Charles Bridge is replaced the previous stone Judith Bridge, washed down by the flow of 1342 during the spring melting of the ice. The Judith Bridge was built by King Vladislav II and was named after his wife. At the side of the bridge, there used to be a crossing over tide locks, so-called thresholds. In the 10th century, a wooden bridge is already mentioned, but it used to be threatened by any large water. So Vladislav II to build the Judith Stone Bridge around 1170. It stood here until 1342, when it was destroyed by a flood. The Judith Bridge was built thanks to the educated and energetic wife of Vladislav II, Judith Bořinská, not only for the name, but also probably also contributed a lot to its creation. A Romanic relief has been preserved from Judith Bridge in the interior of the Lesser Bridge Tower. It shows a seated figure, apparently a monarch, handing over a document to a kneeling person. The Old Town Bridge Tower from the 13th century is built in the highlight corner elevation of the Kroizov Monastery, and the extreme Old Town Arch in today's gallery has been preserved under the facade of the monastery. Other remains of Arch are in the basement of several houses in Lužického Seminary Street. You can see what the Romanic bridge paving looked like at the vineyard column of St. Wenceslas, on the corner of the Church of St. Francis. The construction of the new Charles Bridge began in 1357. under King Charles IV, and the 27-year-old builder of St. Vitus Cathedral, Petr Parleš, who came from the Swabian Gmund, was invited to work. Charles Bridge was completely completed in 1402, but as early as 1378, a funeral procession accompanying Charles IV walked across the incomplete structure on his last trip to Prague Cathedral. Charles Bridge is almost 3 meters wider than the original Judith Bridge. Charles Bridge is 515.76 meters long and 9.5 meters wide. It was among the most massive bridge structure of its time. Rests on 16 arcs of unequal span from 1662 to 23.38 meters. It was damaged several times by floods, among others in 1432, 5 pillars demolished, and especially in 1890, when driftwood from the upper reach of the Vltava demolished 2 pillars and 3 walls. Charles Bridge is built of sandstone blocks, and it is fortified on both sides by towers, Lesser Bridge Towers and the Old Lesser Bridge Tower. From 1683 to 1928, 30 statues of saints were installed on the pillars of the bridge, the most famous of which is the statue of Saint Jan Nepomucký. In 1723, the bridge was lit by oil lanterns. The stairs to the Kam were built in 1844 on the side of the old stairs from 1785. The trodden side walls on the sides of the bridge were replaced in 1833. With sidewalls made of iron plates equipped with notches to prevent slipping. In 1436, a tournament was held on Charles Bridge in honor of King Sigmund. The bridge soon became of the center of the urban life. It was not only a place for strolling, as it is today, but the bridge was also used for trading, judging, and also had great military importance. The Gothic decoration of the bridge, which should have included an equestrian statue of King George of Poděbrady, a statue of Justice, or a column with a lion, unfortunately did not survive the 16th century. From the end of the 17th century, 30 mostly Baroque statues and sculptures were gradually placed on the bridge, supplemented in the 19th century by several Neo-Gothic and Classicist ones. One sculpture was also born in the 20th century. Baroque statues and sculptures were replaced by replica, so that the original would be preserved for the future generations, and the originals are placed in the permanent exhibits of the Museum Lapidary, which I have visited a few years ago in the Holešovice exhibition area, which is now under reconstruction. The name Charles Bridge was popularized among the majority and was adopted only sometimes around 1870. Until 1816, tolls were collected on it. Oil lighting was established here as early as 1723, which was replaced by gas lighting in 1866. The Charles Bridge is also astronomically connected to the Prague Castle and St. Vitus Cathedral. At the time of the summer solstice, the sun sets behind the St. Vitus Cathedral as seen from the Old Town Bridge Tower. Charles Bridge is complemented by 3 towers. In the lesser side of the Prague, they are the larger and the smaller Lesser Bridge Towers. On the Old Town side, the Old Town Bridge Tower, which stands on the first inner pillar. It is said that the Old Town Bridge Tower is the most beautiful medieval tower in all of Europe. At first glance, it may seem that it is standing in front of the Charles Bridge. It is not. The Old Town Tower stands on its first pillar. Originally, it stood fairly above the water level. As for the transportation, first a horse, which was a wagon pulled by a horse, drove over that bridge. From 1905, a tram ran over the bridge. The electric current was conducted through the bridge over special rails that inventor František Žižek designed so that the trolleys did not disturb the artistic appearance of the bridge. After 3 years, however, it became clear that the trams were harmful to the bridge, so they were replaced by buses on the tracks in 1908. However, they did not work either, so this bus service was cancelled the following year. It was restored only in 1932, when buses were already running on tires. Public transport operated here until the Second World War. Since 1965, when the 7-year overhaul began, you can only walk across the Charles Bridge from one bank of the Vltava River to the other and back, just walk. Charles Bridge was built for 45 years. It is the oldest bridge in Prague, but not in Czech Republic. The oldest bridge in the Czech Republic is the Stone Bridge in the town Písek. Charles Bridge can be found on 2 Czech coins, the current 5 crown and the 50 crown. Charles Bridge has its own museum on the Night Square, when our tour is end today. Further interesting facts is on the base of some statues, the master sculpture, left printed letters representing Roman numerals. If you put them in order, from the largest to smallest, you will find out what year the statue was created. At the end of January 2004, a stone torso of an angel was discovered quite by accident during the survey of the bridge piers. This torso was a remnant of the statue of St. Wenceslas, between 2 angels destroyed of the flood in 1784, which was replaced by a statue of St. Ludmila. 2 parts of the sculpture, the saint and the left angel, were fished out of the water and are in the lapidarium of the National Museum. This sculpture is the work of the Italian sculptor Ottavio Most. If we walk on the bridge today and if we don't count the little heads of angels, we will find 75 figures on the bridge. According to legend, magical numbers are supposed to protect the bridge forever. Therefore, the cornerstone builder, at the request of the Charles IV, lay down on 7/09/1357 exactly at 5:31 a.m. Charles should have chosen the moment together with the astrologers. However, we only have 1 year documented from the chronicle of the period. The rest is just legend. Although, who knows considering how many floods and also several battles the bridge has withstood. According to legend, Mason added eggs to the mortar during construction to make the bridge stronger on the order of Charles IV himself. In 2008, a laboratory analysis of the mortar was carried on, according to which the presence of eggs in the masonry was indeed confirmed. 2 years later, scientists from the University of Chemistry and Technology conducted an analysis, but according to them, the eggs were not used during the construction. However, the analysis revealed the presence of milk and wine resides. But we will probably never know if the mortar was improved with these drinks. Further, the construction of the bridge is also connected with the St. Wenceslas legend. After murder of St. Wenceslas, His body was transported across the river, but according to legend, the horses did not want to cross the stormy river, so people pray for the intervention to the deceased prince. The water calmed down and the horses crossed. At the place when they stopped, the people of Prague then had a wooden column with the image of St. Wenceslas erected. In the middle of the bridge, there was a house in the Middle Ages where after the signing of the Peace of the Westphalia, negotiations were held to end the Swedish siege of Prague. I trust that you find this information useful and interesting to hear, not just walk over the bridge. When you like this tour, then give me a like and consider subscribing to this channel, as I have many videos of Prague to present this beautiful place to visitors to get most of its strong culture.